Manchester United going to be back in action this weekend, and most of the time most fans are delighted when an international break ends. I am delighted as well, but not a lot's gone on with Manchester United these last couple of weeks to do any videos, to be honest. All the shit that's coming out is just paper talk on what manager could potentially come in if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is fired as Manchester United manager. We all thought that there could be change coming into this game against Watford, but the same guy, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, remains in charge, and how he remains in charge, I just don't know. With the recent performances being so poor, I don't know how any manager in the Premier League would have survived this run of form, let alone a guy that has got this Manchester United team and has brought in the players that he's brought in this summer. I just don't see how he has managed to survive this, but he lives to fight another day. Can he survive this and turn this around? I personally don't think so, because going into this Watford game, it worries me because there has been so many more reports that players are basically down tools for this guy, and if players are down tools for any fucking manager, then it is basically game over. We saw it with Frank Lampard at Chelsea. Players didn't want to play for him, and then when he got the sack, players performing differently. Players that I thought were dog shit for Chelsea turning it around and performing well. And you look how different they are to when they were under Frank Lampard. But we're seeing this in the past at Manchester United when Jose Mourinho lost the dressing room, and there's just no way. There just is no way of turning it around. In the past, it was different. It was at one point it was as bad as this. At the end of the first half of the season under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, we were losing to some right dog shit teams. We lost to Cardiff. Was it Huddersfield? We were dog shit towards the end of that season. We really were. We were losing every fucking week, and it was similar to this, but we did turn it around the following season and got up into the top four. But this is completely different. The players just coming out questioning the manager, his tactics, and a lot of things. A lot of players just, there's so much disgruntled in the dressing room, and it seems reminiscent of what happened under Jose Mourinho when he got fired as manager of Manchester United. It was just a bit later in the season. It was more nearer Christmas when he got fired. And if Manchester United leave this any longer, then there is going to be no chance of even qualifying for a Champions League spot this season if we don't act soon. But obviously, with not many names out there, it is worrying times for Manchester United. Who can Manchester United get? Because there's no candidates for the job, with Zidane seemingly ruling himself out. And going into this Watford game, this is going to be a tough fixture for Manchester United. This could be a real banana skin, because lose this game, and with Chelsea and Arsenal coming up, they are certainly games that Manchester United could lose both of at this moment in time, because they would be favourites at the moment playing against Manchester United. So if we lose this could be, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer doesn't get fired after this could be 3 defeats in a fucking row. It really could. And that would leave Manchester United near the bottom of the fucking table probably, because lose to Watford, and Watford are 4 points behind this Manchester United team that signed Cristiano Ronaldo, Rafael Varane and Jadon Sancho in the summer, and that is ridiculous. No disrespect to Watford, but that is ridiculous. With them level of world-class players that we've signed, and we would be 4 points clear of them, that would be an absolute joke. A team that are tipped to go down this season as well. It would be ridiculous for Manchester United. A lot of players though have been on international duty and are coming back, so I don't think he's going to be able to get the strongest lineup out, obviously, that he wants to get out for this game. But Manchester United, this is Manchester United against Watford. I mean, and we're worrying about the fucking game. It's ridiculous. De Gea will obviously be between the sticks. Back four is going to pretty much, if he's going to go with the back four, it'll pretty much pick itself. It does seem that the reports are that he's going to go with a more attacking lineup for this game. So it looks like a back four is going to come into play. Wan-Bissaka will play, Shaw will play at left back, and then it will be Lindelof and Maguire. We know it's going to be them two because obviously Varane's out injured. Then I don't know what he's going to go for in midfield. There's reports that Donny van der Beek could potentially be starting this game. I don't read into that bullshit. I think he's going to go with Fred McTominay in midfield, Bruno Fernandes in the more attacking position, Cristiano Ronaldo up front, Jadon Sancho on the right, and Marcus Rashford on the left. That is what I think he's going to go for. I don't think he's going to go for Greenwood, because I think Greenwood's probably going to be out of this game. He hasn't been in training in Tuesday or Wednesday's footage that we have seen of the players training, so I take it that he's picked up a knock or he's ill or something like that. I take it that he won't feature for this game. There will be clarification obviously on that when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer does his press conference. I could be completely wrong there, but it just seems with the fact that he didn't train. Obviously the international players, we haven't seen them train at this moment in time. There's been no footage of them, but they've come back from European Euros action, whereas Greenwood was at Carrington the whole time, and to not be in the training must mean that there's something wrong there. Maybe he's back now as of Thursday recording this video, but we haven't seen any more footage, so I doubt he will feature in this game. The likes of Martial were in training, and there was a lot of youngsters brought into the training as well because of a limited squad that Manchester United had because of the players away at the Euros. But the likes of Ahmad were in there as well. I would expect he'll probably feature for the under-23s on Friday night against Derby, because we've got a big pool of players to pick from, the likes of Martial, and obviously Elanga's there as well, and so many players that could potentially be on the bench. It's a job for Ahmad to even get on there, and he's fighting for the likes of Elanga to get on that substitutes bench, and I don't think either of them will feature in this one. Could potentially feature on the bench against Villarreal, but with the depth of options that he has on that substitutes bench. But we still don't know about other players, the likes of Cavani. He could be still out of this game. I doubt he's going to feature either because he hasn't been in training either. So I would gather that Greenwood and Cavani are definitely a risk for this game and could potentially be out of it. And that would then obviously leave the options a bit slimmer on the bench. But you've still got the likes of Lingard. There's going to be Mata will be probably there, and obviously Martial on the bench. So there is, and whether Donny van de Beek starts or is on the bench, there is still options. But Paul Pogba obviously out as well. He's injured as well, so it does limit the options a bit. But I still think there's going to be too many options to have the likes of Ahmad on the bench for this game. Anyway, now going into this game, both teams are in pretty dire form, to be honest, barring the odd. I mean, they had an odd shock win against Everton where they put, what was it, about 5 fucking past Everton. And Manchester United had a shock win away at Tottenham where he put 3 past Tottenham and won 3-0. That shouldn't be a shock for Manchester United. That should have been a routine, normal, every game win against a shit Spurs team. But the form that Manchester United are in, that was a shock result for Manchester United because we weren't expecting Manchester United to go there and swat Tottenham aside 3-0. I'm not expecting Manchester United at this moment in time to go into any game. I'm shocked if Manchester United were to go to Watford and win 3-0. I would be shocked, to be honest. That is how bad Manchester United have become at this moment in time. And things just don't seem to be changing. Manchester United just don't seem to be getting any better in their performances, which is why I'd be shocked if anything changes. I don't expect the tactics to change, nothing. The players don't seem to be doing what the manager wants, and it is a real concern. But Watford, as I say, are pretty poor of late. They were pretty dire against Arsenal, and Arsenal really almost fucked that game up. They really did. I mean, missed a penalty, they squandered other. I mean, they pretty much dominated the game without actually fucking doing enough to get over. They just did enough to get over the line. And that's what Manchester United have got to be wary of, because Arsenal at this moment in time are a better side than Manchester United, much better form, and Arsenal struggled to break a difficult Watford rearguard down in that second half, and Watford were actually a bit unlucky not to get the draw because the goal that they actually scored shouldn't have been allowed to have played. I think there was a foul in there, and then one of the Watford players kicked the ball out, and an Arsenal player just took the throw and didn't give the ball back to them, and it led to the goal. So that was unlucky from Watford. They should have, I mean, would that have ended a draw if that had been the case? Who knows? Then Arsenal may have still gone on and won the game. They're a better side than Watford, but obviously they were a bit unlucky there, even though Arsenal were a lot all over Watford. But this could be the case for Manchester United. I mean, Watford aren't really scoring a lot of goals this season. You're looking at Sarr and I think Dennis are their two top goal scorers really, because Josh King scored 3 goals as well as Dennis, but he scored all his in that hat-trick against Everton. So they're the 3 that are probably the most likely for Watford to score a goal. I mean, Dennis coming in the summer, so he's only got 3 goals, but he's just getting started really in the Premier League, and it does take time to adjust. But Sarr would be their main threat really. I think he's only got 4 league goals for them himself. So, but is obviously going to be their main threat. It was their main threat in the Championship as well last season, but they're not scoring a hell of a lot of goals. Besides them, you don't really see where Watford's goals are coming from besides them sort of 3 players. but you've got to be wary of these. They've got no, I mean, obviously before they had the likes of Decore in there when they were in the Premier League before, who was an absolute beast in midfield, which they really missed there. And they had the presence of Troy Deeney up front, which was always a concern when I thought when Manchester United would play against Watford, because although Troy Deeney wasn't a prolific goal scorer, he was a real handful and a threat up front, which they really do, I think, miss since they've come back to the Premier League. I'm just hoping that Manchester United can put on a performance enough just to get the result, because we can't. I know some people think, oh, just fuck the game off and then Solskjaer will go, but people have been thinking that for the last 3, 4, 5 games. Manchester United could potentially lose this game of football, and still Ole Gunnar Solskjaer could be in the Manchester United hot seat, which is a massive concern for Manchester United. But I just want Manchester United to go out there and win any fucking game of football, regardless of the fact that at this moment in time it doesn't seem to be any excitement in it when Manchester United win, because you just know that this is just papering over the cracks. But we need to see a better performance in this game. Scraping a 2-1 or a 1-0 win against Watford's really not going to affect any of the critics at all. Only even a big win in this game of football won't affect the critics at all. The critics will still be out unless Manchester United put a massive run together of 7, 8, 9 wins. The critics are still going to be out, and rightly so, because we've been absolutely horrendous this season. I'm not convinced Manchester United are going to win this game of football. I'm going 1-1 in this game of football. I just think it's going to be a tricky tie for Manchester United. Away from home, Watford are going to be up for it. The fans are going to be up for it. But anyway, let me know your thoughts in that comment section below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Smash the like button as well. And if you're watching it on Facebook, smash that share button. And we'll be back again after the game, hopefully with victory, to move us forward for that Champions League massive tie in Spain against Villarreal in the week. Talk to you all again soon. See ya.